Alexa, tell me the news.
Here's your flash briefing. In BBC News from TuneIn.
BBC News with Jerry Smith.
The voice obviously played a massive role in terms of brands showcasing their new wear at CES. So you saw voice being integrated with everything from fridges to washing machines to alarm clocks, air purifiers, watches, and pretty much anything that is coming out that is smart. Brands are now, or the manufacturers at least, are now looking at how they could integrate voice as the kind of natural form of communication with that thing, assuming there is a natural form of communication with a washing machine. But so that was really kind of one of the main takeouts from CES. And I think if you look at what's going to happen now at MWC in the context of voice, Cortana, which is Microsoft's AI assistant, that's really going to be catching up with Alexa, which is obviously Amazon's AI assistant. So they're going to be releasing their developer SDK, and they're also going to be developing a skills guide as well. So how can you not just take your skills from Alexa and port those across to Cortana fairly easily, but also how can you build more of a developer community? So if you look at Google and Amazon, in the last year they've grown their developer communities by about 1,500%, which is massive, and that's all third-party integrations and how they use the Alexa skills to basically build branded apps or branded services and experiences. And there's been about a 400% sales increase on Amazon Echoes alone. So there's a real demand that's being created for these kind of services. The way that NFC works is it's a totally appless technology. So all you need to do is really unlock your phone and go within 5 centimeters of the tag, and automatically a URL is launched. Samsung, even though Bixby, which is their AI assistant, is going to be integrated into their S8 device, Samsung said that there's not going to be a massive play around voice at MWC, but let's see what happens. What we do know is that the Bixby AI assistant is going to be very integrated into how to control things like home appliances, etc. So where Samsung always thinks about their kind of home strategy in and around appliances and TVs, etc., voice is going to become a very, very key part of that. What we're hoping is that Apple starts to follow the lead of guys like Samsung and Xperia and really start to build an ecosystem around their NFC capability away from just being around payments. I think wearables are going to be a big part of MWC this year. In terms of what role they play at MWC, I'm not too sure. I think they've not benefited from having this very catch-all definition. Wearables is anything from fitness trackers to smartwatches to smart clothing to smart jewelry, and then other more emerging applications such as like implantables. But when you have this wearables heading, it really doesn't help anyone. But what we're starting to see now is that there's a bit more definition within that. So for example, we know that the Apple Watch is enjoying a really strong sales quarter, but we know that Fitbit's about to lay off 6% of their staff. So you can start to see the difference in terms of which wearables are actually gaining traction and which ones aren't. So hopefully what we're going to see at Mobile World Congress is more definition around what is the value proposition of those particular wearables, rather than just being this kind of one-size-fits-all approach to a market which is really focused on developing a network of sensors around the entire body. I think that's going to be one of the key opportunities moving forward for wearables, which is not just thinking about the device in isolation, but also thinking about how it networks with other technologies or sensors in and around the body that will allow you to be able to create more meaning around those data points.